Thanks very much. I just want to come back in the first instance to comments from Senator O'Reilly and just address the political charge and correct the record if I can. It's not correct to say that just one party didn't offer a position in advance of the announcement of the sectoral emission ceilings. I would suggest that two parties in government didn't offer a position, and their only public articulations were in relation to the agriculture sector, and that they would be as low as is possible. Other parties also didn't articulate a position. And I think, regardless, it's acknowledged now, including by the Minister, that there were documents central to the decision making in relation to the sectoral emission ceilings that were not publicly available, and we'll continue to pursue the publication of those. So just to make that point, and I think on a broader point, it wasn't entirely a debate focused on agricultural ceilings, and that's only a small piece of the really important puzzle. And I think to add to that Punch and Judy stuff isn't helpful. I think we have a role to play here, so I'll leave it at that. I wanted to ask the question in relation to the delivery of these sectoral emission ceilings, because past experience is that we've set targets, or the state has set targets and missed them, and I'm concerned that the governance structure isn't there to mainstream these measures across departments, across government. Even the idea of excluding, we haven't been able to get the Minister for local government and housing before this committee. We've struggled to get the department before this committee. We didn't ask the Minister, did we? Sorry, the department. Okay, yeah. Okay. We've certainly struggled to get the department before the committee. We've a number of speakers have commented on the important role of the Minister in relation to this. I certainly get a sense that across portfolios, across ministries, across departments, that there isn't sufficient engagement. I know it's an issue that has been raised before in terms of is this something that should be led by the Department of Taoiseach, for example? We've heard that from different stakeholders. I have a concern that the reporting mechanism in relation to sectoral emission ceilings seems to be to this committee and only to this committee. I think other committees need, to deal with the challenges of emissions reductions as part and parcel of their work. The Transport Committee, the Agriculture Committee, the Housing Committee. And my question to you, Minister, is we have these budgets as agreed by government. What are the governance structures that are going to mainstream the job of delivering on them, and how are you going to ensure responsibility with individual ministers to these houses of the Oireachtas? And I would suggest that it needs to be broader than coming to this committee on a 12-monthly basis. Thanks.
I agree with you, and I think there are two elements maybe I might add to the. Well, first, I do think it's appropriate that this committee does have a key role. It was established in the absence of such a locus, and I think it's done good work. So I wouldn't give up on that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not suggesting
that holding people to account role. I think there are one of the other developments, and we've learned from recent crisis where you look, when does government work well? When do you have that sort of persistent attention to delivery? In COVID it worked, in Brexit I think as good examples. And one of the things we learned from that, as well as from other neighbouring jurisdictions, is when departments get out of silos and where you've got direct political involvement and agencies being brought in as well. So with that in mind, we are establishing 6 acceleration task forces, or leadership groups. One in offshore energy, the delivery of that. One in the built environment, improving heating or the decarbonisation of our building stock. One in the area of sustainable mobility. One in the area of just transition. in the area of climate communications, and last but not least, in the delivery of this land use review. Now, they're at various stages of establishment. The probably most advanced are the offshore wind energy. I had a meeting with them last week, and also the sustainable mobility. I had another meeting with the with one of the working groups there. But each of them are in train to being established and having a key role in making sure we have a cross-government focus on the next 3 years of delivery. And that is a really important way of delivering on some of the key measures. Second key, I suppose, structural governance, to answer your question, is the role of the Department of Taoiseach in the Climate Delivery Board, the Climate Delivery Board, where, and that's something that's going to continue to evolve. The final that group is meeting and is a central role, but I believe there'll be further evolution of that to make sure that it is core functioning centre of what we need to do, as well as this committee. I think those three institutional arrangements, and you're right, the Oireachtas Agriculture Committee, Transport Committee, Enterprise Committee need to own this as well, but I wouldn't give up on this committee's oversight role and the ability to influence what they might do.